Hi there, this is Sherry from WholeFoodsFamily.com. Just taking a moment to let you know about my upcoming workshop this weekend in fermented foods, and just wanting to share with you some of the reasons why I love making ferments and show you some of the things that we'll actually be making this weekend. Because we still have a few days until the workshop, I still have a couple more things to make that you don't see here, but when you show up at the class, everything that you're going to make is actually made so that you can try it and know in the beginning of the weekend what you're actually going to be taking home with you. So everybody comes and they bring their food and they make their lacto-fermented foods and bring them home in a big box. So basically you make enough to last about 3 months. The reason why when we're making fermented foods it lasts for 3 months is because fermented foods are actually meant to be a condiment. So condiments are something that we eat in a small amount. So when you make, and this is one of the reasons why I love fermented foods, because you work once, but you eat for months. And when else do we get the opportunity to make something that's not done in you make a batch of cookies, which would take about sometimes less than it would take to make a batch of cookies to make certain ferments, say for example like pickles. And the thing about baking is that it's gone in a day, whereas making a ferment, you do it once and you could be eating a tablespoon a day for quite some time, depending on how much you eat. Another thing that I really like about ferments is they're really simple. They're something that you can make in your own home. You don't have to have a lot of money, you don't have to have a lot of materials. You just basically need a good quart jar and some whey from yogurt, some salts, and your vegetable. And it's pretty, it's simple in the sense that you can't really go wrong. You sort of use the same process for basically most of the things that you're making. So you can be very creative and not have to worry about it being perfect. Another thing that I really like about making fermented foods is that when you have these beautiful ferments sitting out on your counter, it makes me feel like my house is alive, that I'm a domestic goddess in a sense. You just walk through the house and there's nature that's been brought inside, and something that I really love about it. Let's see, what else do I love about it? I have my trusty notes here. Oh, they're more affordable. They're more affordable than probiotic pills because you basically buy your vegetables. Vegetables are cheap, whereas you can pay as much as up to $50 to $80 sometimes for probiotic pills. They're more sustainable in the sense that you can make them at home, whereas probiotic pills have to be manufactured and scientifically developed and shipped, whereas the ferments are just food that you can grow in your garden or walk down to the grocery store and start making in your own home. In addition, when you're using ferments as your source of beneficial bacteria, the way our ancestors did, you're actually also getting the lactic acid that feeds the beneficial bacteria and creates a good environment for them to thrive. Whereas when you're taking a probiotic pill, you're just getting the bacteria, but not the lactic acid that's so beneficial as well. In addition, when you're eating fermented foods, you're getting the nutrition that comes with them. So there's at least 3 reasons why, 3 or 4 reasons why using fermented foods is actually a more sustainable and nutritious form of getting your probiotics. Let's see, what else? Power outages, that's the other one. If there was a power outage, for example, your food would basically freeze, or in the summertime go rotten quite quickly. If you have the skill of making ferments, you can actually take the food that's in your fridge and store it in a way that it will last longer, which could be a life-saving skill in the unfortunate event of a power outage at any time of the year. And it's super empowering to know that if you needed to, you could store your vegetables that you grow in your garden for the winter without having to slave away and sweat at doing canning, which takes a lot longer. That's one of the benefits of fermented foods, is that not only is it more nutritious than canned foods, but it also doesn't take as long to make and you don't get as hot. So I'll just get you, Mr. Cameraman, to focus in on some of these so we can show what some of the different items that we make in the class. So this one here is fermented salsa. Basically the same ingredients as salsa, except for you're fermenting it. So it is just as delicious. It has a little bit different Flavor, obviously having that sour flavor, more than sweet, but there are options if you want to cook your salsa first, you can do that and then still ferment it. This is a raw salsa. This is sauerkraut, very simple, just cabbage and caraway. This one here, got that? Is ginger carrots, and it's super delicious. It has a nice sweet flavor. Some people need an adjustment to getting into the sour flavor, and starting with fermented carrots is nice because it's a sweeter vegetable. This is kimchi. Delicious, hot, garlicky. This is dill pickles. That's right. Everybody likes pickles. It's one fermented food that pretty much everybody loves. It's a nice, good one to start your kids on. This is the bread and butter pickles. Another great one for kids because it's sweet, delicious. And then, of course, kefir water, something that I have done a video on before. In addition to these foods, some of the other foods that we make in the class are ginger ale, ketchup, mustard, which is kind of neat because they're simple things that anybody has in their fridge anyways as a condiment, so why not make them a probiotic food? We also do apricot butter and like coconut from young coconut, because there's a lot of sugar in coconut. One of the ways of making it better for people with blood sugar imbalance or candida, people who can't tolerate the sweetness, is to ferment that coconut water so you still get the minerals from it but not all the sweetness. And you can also take the meat and blend it and make a probiotic pudding, which is super delicious, and it doubles in size so you get more than you thought you were going to get in the beginning. And finally, we do yogurt cream cheese, which can be used just the same as a cream cheese for spreading on toast or for making cheesecake, or a raw icing, really delicious. And finally, we make some beet kvass, which is fermented beet juice that's super nourishing and warming and great for just warming up the body in the time of when you're going to have your moon time, or for people who are constipated who need that warming quality to get things going. So basically, this is an example of about half of the things that we make in the class, and hope you enjoyed this video and finding out what we do at our probiotic diet class, learning the lost art of lactic acid fermented foods. Have a great day.